adjust when the market, is not fully transitioned. I'd rather let the market tell me when to adjust, scale down to micros. And then after we've got a good week or week and a half worth of, markets being more normal, then I could just come in and say, okay, it's time to scale it up and get back to what I was normally doing.
Nick, you look pretty focused there. Are you in a trade now?
I'm not in a trade. I'm just like laughing because Dakota pretty much called it, but NQ is in like a 20 to 30 point range when we've seen much wider, I would say 1 minute opening ranges to kick off the session. And ES is basically stuck in like a 2 point range. So something we haven't seen in the last few weeks as far as, just the way the market opens to start the session. So much like Dakota, I think I talked briefly about this last night. Was if we continued to kind of build volume a little bit above last week's range, I'd be looking for us to potentially go retest, 5,400, 5,440 and kind of see what happens up there. If you guys recalled from my session last night, we had talked about, I'm on NQ. Basically this low volume node that was sitting, and of course now it's going to freeze up on me as I'm trying to load it.
It's crude to gold new highs.
Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, gold's screaming to the upside here.
Yeah, the market's open.
But the logic is, I'm just kind of looking to see if volume builds a little higher, or do we fail? Just kind of maybe even test and peak above 5,400 and then fall back into last week's range. And if we do that with any sort of force, maybe we go retest the lows of last week. Maybe not all the way down to 51 and change, but maybe that 5,200 level that we kind of bounced off of, or I think in the Wednesday overnight or Thursday overnight that we kind of fell to and just bid right off of.
Yeah, there was some pretty stiff excess on Monday off that low. That looks great, like on a weekly chart, daily chart. That looks like some pretty good excess. Yep. I got some bids down below in some stocks that might get hit if we get a chance to do that.
What a very slow opening from what we're used to.
I was going to say,
I forgot that we're open. This New York session's open.
Yes, it is.
We've been hanging in about a 20-point range since the open. I see the high or a breakout to the long side is going to be above 72, 76, 72, 673. And then the breakout to the bottom side is going to be 630s, a break below these 630s. Until then, it's just wait and see what the market wants to do and tell us. I definitely would be okay if we do break down and maybe see a test of some of the 500 levels. The first level I'm seeing is 560s. I'd like to see 560s, maybe 580s. I'm looking to buy dips and find opportunities to the long side.
All right. Yeah, we've got Nasdaq's basically a 39 handle range right now. It's traded both sides of the 1 minute opening range, and it got within just a few ticks of Friday's high. And the S&P is the same way, just right up against Friday's high. We do have some overnight inventory that is holding longs right now.
Any trades yet this week, Nick?
No, nothing for me just yet. I didn't take any trades last night. I never love jumping into a trade to kick off the session on Sundays. But yeah, it's been a pretty quiet start to the week. Nothing really big came out over the weekend as far as news, as far as geopolitical things. So it's been very quiet. And outside of CPI and options expiration, it may be a quiet week. It's not a crazy news week. I think we have some Fed speakers, but nothing out of the ordinary or anything that really should catch anybody off guard. I think even CPI, if it doesn't come in expectations, I guess I'd be shocked. But we'll kind of see. It's definitely a still with the the VIX still being elevated, a see money, take money, as Hogue likes to say, type of week. Get in, get out, get your points, and go do something better if it's going to be potentially slow and us just kind of navigating this range that we were in last week.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to adjust. I see Isaac in the chat saying, kind of something similar where, the market we just had some crazy volatility, and then we try and go through and adjust back to a slower pace. And then the next thing we know, we have elections and the summer doldrums are kind of over, and we get right back into a more volatile market. And so markets are always going to be changing. And I think it's just adjust. We always need to understand that the market's going to be changing and adjusting, and we must be doing the same thing. We're starting to sell off towards these 620s. Let's see if we could get some movement in this market.
We had some chat about, the importance of settlement last week, and S&P and the Nasdaq basically just traded right back to settlement. We had overnight inventory to the long side. This could just be very well just some overnight longs decide, you know what, we're not going to continue to get paid. Let's even up and see what we can find as the day goes on. So a little bit like a little inventory adjustment going on here.
Yeah.
We gave up VWAP. We gave up overnight VWAP in the Nasdaq and on the S&Ps on that move.
Fair. We did open up around 590. 590 is where we opened up Sunday night. Yeah, I'd like to see us see 580s. If I'm gonna look for an area to buy, it'd be possibly below that. And I'm gonna be a lot less aggressive with my longs, where I've been trying to be a lot more patient, wait for the market to actually turn around, give me more higher probable signals, rather than being more aggressive and just saying, okay, I'm going to take entries and build a position around a zone. It's going to be, I'm going to wait for it to get to the zone, wait for consolidation, wait for some type of technical reversal, and then get in. I'm giving up the risk reward, a little bit of risk reward, but I'm gaining some more probability in my side. And in this type of a market, it's been very useful to give up some profits and take the more probable trade.
Yeah, wait for a little bit of confirmation before getting in. Usually is going to you're going to give up a little on trade location, but maybe increase your probabilities, right?
Yeah, yep, that's exactly it.
Gold is just screaming right now. We got some pretty decent upside move here in crude oil, which, by the way, is in rollover. Probably by the end of the week, we'll be looking at moving into the October contract. Hey, there he is.
Oh,
the man, the myth,
Oh,
the legend. Somebody let him
man.
in.
Let me in. Sorry, guys.
What's
Sorry
up,
about
Andre?
that. Man, technical difficulties on a Monday. The panic set in. The sheer panic set in. Unlike Nick for a Tick, who flawlessly had no technical issues on market kickoff, man. Nice job, Nick. Nice job, Nick for a Tick.
Impressive.
thank you, man. Yeah.
Able to talk straight for an hour and 15 minutes. Able to talk straight. Just one man show.
Man.
How do you do it?
It's really weird. I gotta say, I know
watched.
Dakota's been doing it for a long time
You guys
now,
are
but
nuts.
it's a weird. It's just weird. I guess it really is.
Super weird.
Especially when you're also trying to teach. You're not just trading, because I've done that before by myself, where it's like you can trade, you can articulate your trades, but when you're kind of walking through concepts, it's different. And we are selling off here as we were talking about last night's show.
Okay, well, that's on the plate catch up. We're 13 minutes into the open here on this Monday. Fast Markets, Top Step TV. You know what it is. We got new stuff coming out this week. I'm sure you guys saw. If you saw MP's tweet, he not so subtly gave it away, as he always does with those amazing tweets.
It's getting hot in her.
It's getting hot in her, so take off all your clothes. Let's go, boy, everybody. What up, Hogue? Back from Hootie and the Blowfish, Dakota in the house. Got another fun show after the bell today. Jay, we'll talk to you about that a little bit later. We are selling off here. Has anyone taken any trades yet? Catch me up to speed. Hogue, Nick for a Tick, Dakota.
Nope. We've just been waiting for you.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking everyone was kind of saying the same thing. I think we realized that Andre's starting to see the greatness of LeBron James. And
Man, did you watch that? How about Steph Curry? Let's not forget about Steph Curry. That was
Yeah.
incredible.
Steph Curry.
That was
That-
insane.
That might
LeBron's
have
the man.
been one of the most filthy game icing threes I've ever seen in my life.
Night,
oh,
night,
yeah.
France.
It was
Night. Time to go to bed.
beautiful. Love the Olympics.
Anyway. All right, we're selling off here, guys. We're about. Hogue, how'd the opening range go? Catch me up to speed. What are we looking at for the opening range?
It wasn't left on either extreme I guess it was left at the upper extreme in the S&Ps. It looked both ways. The market's really opened up right up against Friday's high. Both the Nasdaq and the S&Ps never took a look at the overnight high. We got overnight inventory to the long side. It makes sense that we're starting off with a little bit of a pullback here. We're getting close to a level that I noticed that I called out this morning in the Nasdaq. 18,563 is an afternoon pullback low from Friday. So we'll take a look.